These flying geese units are pretty easy to make, but sometimes when I get distracted or in a hurry, problems can occur as seen here. This piece should match up in the corner. I could leave the back on to see where I'm going when I go to sew on my next piece. If I cut away the excess fabric in the back, I'll be out of alignment. I could leave this extra fabric on, and then I'll be able to see where I should be. But this gap here has to be less than 1/4 inch, or you'll have to start over. Sometimes I'll cut out just the center piece just to get rid of some of that bulk. I can still see the corner when I get rid of this piece. Maybe you won't have this problem if you understand how to avoid it. If I veer off the line away from the corner, then when I try to open this, it won't match up. If I sew straight on the line, but I veer off a little when I exit, then I'll also have problems with this piece. It won't go back properly. If I start sewing on the diagonal, but I veer in the direction towards the corner, then I'll be able to turn that back. This piece will come back, but I'll have to be careful when I press that down. On this last sample, I've chosen to start on the left side as opposed to the right side. Doesn't really make any difference. I just wanted to remind me to let you know that that's not a problem. So on this one, I have come in on the diagonal line, and then I veered towards the corner and I exited on the diagonal line. So what's going to happen here is I will be able to fold that back and press it. The only problem will be when I go to quilt it, there'll be a tuck here, so I have to be really careful about that. Another problem that I often run into when making these flying geese units is when I decide to use directional fabric. I have to be very careful to make sure that all the letters are readable. So this is great, but as you can see, I've turned the letters. So be careful if using any sort of directional fabric. I'm okay with this, but some folks might want everything to be nice and neat. So I'd have to rip this out and start over again. If using directional fabric, always check before sewing. So if I put right sides together and I pull this back, you'll notice the stripes are going in the opposite direction. I need to rotate this at one turn, put right sides together, and let me pull that back. And now I see the stripes are all going in the right direction. Another fabric problem, or maybe I should say a pleasant surprise, occurs when you change the placement of your lights and darks. If you want all of your geese flying in the same direction, then you need to use all darks on these large triangles and lights on the small triangles. If you use a mixture of lights and darks on the large triangle, then you'll get something that looks more like a series of chevrons or sergeant stripes, or whatever you want to call it. So just be aware that changing up the placement of your lights and darks will affect the design of this block. Are you ready to try a quick project using these flying geese units? Check out the next video in this series, the Summer Quilt Project. Thanks for visiting Learn How to Quilt. Please share with your friends.